What's up, world? It's your man, Amore Red King, lyricist, CEO of the Immaculate Ones, and most importantly for today's topic at hand, founder of Dope Though. Now, you never know which Dope Though family members are going to be on from episode to episode, but you know we always coming with that fire. Right now, you are tuned into the Dope Though podcast. You gotta hear this.
Welcome to another episode of the What is a Dope Though podcast, a weekly discussion of music and pop culture. We have our wonderful staff members here today, DJ Suspense, Methodical One, and Baron Lee. I went in order of appearance on here, so I don't want to hear that. But let's go ahead and jump right into our pop culture segment with our celebrity news. Who trying to off Boosie? Because why he always getting shot at?
Is that what happened? I saw it.
They said shots were fired at a video shoot he was doing in Atlanta. Didn't he just get shot in November?
The better question is it really a Boosie video if somebody doesn't get shot at?
That's a good question.
But also, like, why are they not good at aiming? I mean, if you're trying to kill them, then fucking do it and get over with.
Well, they wilding in Atlanta anyway, and they ain't never been good at aiming. Like, this ain't like, that's why they carry AKs so they can spray.
Well, he got shot in Dallas, and then this video was in Alabama.
Oh, they trying to end this.
So
they actually, they might.
That was actual a real thing around that Dallas shooting though.
Yeah. Well, I was reading right before I got in here. The dude turned himself in, so we'll see.
That nigga shot at somebody, missed, and turned himself in.
Right.
He ashamed. I'm very convinced that niggas shoot with their eyes closed because they never hit who they supposed to hit.
Well, the thing is they get guns and like take yourself to the range every once in a while. If you're gonna be a gangster, like hit your target. You didn't see the mafia dudes just like, hey man, we just gonna wing and shit with the shooting, and you know if it hit the target, it hit the target. I never understood that.
I don't get it either. If I'm gonna shoot somebody, I'm shooting that person.
It's the eyes for me that makes me believe that sentence.
I was gonna say it's possible person for me that makes me believe that because I think she'd really be about that life. But you know,
I go to the range once a month with my dad.
Man. Oh, word?
Mm-hmm.
You bust out the pistolas and shot in Texas. Pistola,
no, I have a 380 and a 9, and I never really used the 9, so I've been trying to use it more. I keep it in the car, so
goddamn two-raider.
Just in case.
Bree out here riding dirty, boy. Don't pull up.
I'm not. It's legal.
Coming to you live from the Wish a Nigga Woods.
So on to the next topic. Jodeci's album "Forever My Lady" celebrated the 30th anniversary.
Man, them niggas old.
Like them,
bruh. Barely.
The disrespect.
Talking, bro.
The disrespect. I swear to
God. Y'all mad? I don't know one song.
Wait, what? Hold on, you ain't never listened.
I seen them on Mark.
You don't know any Jodeci songs?
Let me see. Come and
talk
to me. Come and talk to me. That's one of them, right? That's one.
He probably just don't know him by name, but he knows more than one Jodeci song.
Which one used to put hands on girls? Which one used to put hands on people?
Probably all the niggas back in the day. I mean, it was the time, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Casey.
But he whooping Mary J. Blige's ass.
Man, Mary J was whooping him. Stop it.
Wait, you telling me Casey is the reason
Mary J's ass?
KC was like 96 pounds wet. What you mean? He was
Mary J was whooping his ass.
Have you seen what Mary J does to niggas in movies these days?
Mary J. Blige was a bitch. She was being abused.
More drama before or after Casey?
That's a good question.
Do what now?
No more.
It was after. It was after.
That was way after.
Way after.
Something about that.
Y'all talking about females in the game. They used to talk about how Queen Latifah used to go to people's stages and whoop their ass. Full blown niggas, and she would just whoop. She just beat them up.
Yeah, Dana used to kick ass.
Big Dana.
Big Dana used to whoop ass, boy.
Imagine if she show up at your show and you looking at her because you know you're about to get your ass whooped. Dog. Like,
she about to go motherfucking believable equalizer on your ass.
I was saying she ain't believable. Niggas in New York was like, hold on, B. Let me tell you what she used to do. She's coming up there in that multicolored African kufi, bro. That's what
why? Oh my god.
Like a cigarette. No, I gotta get
That's
that.
wild, dog. Is there a vinyl release of this just by chance? Because I would actually like to get my hands on it because their records are near impossible to find out in the streets.
Yes, because they're prehistoric, my friend.
Ah, nigga.
We're going there today.
Hey, you get that vinyl, it's gonna do that one move.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna let y'all live though, man.
Bro,
I'm good to be back. Happy to be back.
The mess. The mess. All right. So apparently Hulu is making a series about Mike Tyson and he's like boycotting it. So somebody has signed on to play Mike Tyson against his wishes. And it's Trevante Rhodes. I think he was in Moonlight.
Is that the main one who was gay?
I don't know. I just know the dude is fine, so that's why I play
Rhodes.
Trevante Rhodes fine.
Yeah, that's the main character.
Okay.
Yeah, he can play Mike. I can see him playing Mike biting somebody's ear off.
I just want to know the explanation behind the face tattoo. That's what I need to know.
I mean, the man was
that dude's worth millions of dollars.
I think right next to Dennis Rodman, he's probably one of the most interesting black men to walk this earth.
I didn't say he was not interesting. I just want to know what the logic is behind the face tattoo because I don't understand them.
Behind his or just face tattoos in general?
In general, but his specifically because that's like the whole of his face.
It's a tribal tattoo.
Yeah, like there's more, like he probably knows something about that. That dude went from being like one of the 9 brightest people in the world to being one of the most intelligent beings like around. That dude reads a lot. It's crazy to watch his turnaround from where he was boxing and he bit the ear off to now. Like this dude's a business genius.
Now don't get it twisted. That nigga will still bite your ear off.
Oh no, he ain't got to now, bro. I mean, you seen him box,
but he will.
Ain't nobody taking none of them punches. I ain't taking no Mike Tyson punch, nigga. I'm a coward. I ain't gonna lie. He aiming at me, bro. I'm running. Like,
aren't they supposed to be doing a rematch?
No, I mean, Holyfield wants that smoke again. Apparently, that was his last defense because he was losing that fight, if I remember it, which I just seen highlights of. But yeah, I think Holyfield.
Did he still lose?
Mike lost. That was a DQ. He was out. Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on at that time too.
I mean, we've all seen Creed 2 when a nigga wanted his car keys back. That nigga Holyfield wanted his earpiece back.
Dog.
He's gonna run me my lobe, nigga. That's how you gonna talk to him.
You think that nigga got it in a glass case somewhere and some resin, nigga?
Hey, that nigga Mike is looking at him before the game ritual, like got in a little glass jar, like nigga, this what you want?
Apparently, I heard acting like this nigga got a piece of fucking Jurassic World, bro. Like he could,
that shit called pickle juice.
Bro, like here you go. You need this. You need this right here, dog. Hey, dog.
This is all the motivation you need to win, Holyfield. This is all you need.
Nah, that's fucked up, bro. That's real fucked up.
Oh my god. So let's talk about this white woman that's a KKK princess. Ellie Kemper from The Office and Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt has been outed as a KKK princess. So I'm confused because is she actually a KKK member? Like her family is a member, or she was just in that pageant and won? Because the pageant has racist roots, but it's been, they've made
gonna
it
deny it though. She's not
better
gonna admit it.
politically.
Even if it is,
I'm gonna go with
if it is true, she's not gonna admit it.
her family is old money, and they're one of the oldest families in Missouri, and they have a lot of influence in Missouri. So I'm gonna go, fuck yeah, her family like that. They don't like the niggas.
It's like Will Ferrell
She's
saying
in
he
the
has
show with a black
Nazi roots.
Do what?
This is so random. It's like Will Ferrell coming out to say he has a Nazi background. That's how I'm looking at it.
That shit, it's left field. You're right. It's completely left field.
Who came up with this information? I mean, not came up, but brought this to the light, if anything.
Somebody found it, bro. The internet always wins, homie. And it was in a newspaper.
There is proof. There is actual proof that she was involved in this pageant.
And then, of course.
What did the pageant consist of, actually? I'm trying to see.
Some weird cultist shit.
Because, I come from a background of somewhat racist backgrounds of KKK chapters and seeing it as a child. So maybe I could make some sense of this.
I don't think you can make no sense of it, bro.
I can make some sense.
I feel like she ain't that important. So
I don't even watch The Office. I hate to be that person. Once again,
she was on.
I didn't watch it either.
The Kimmy Schmidt thing for
she did the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I watched like 2 episodes and I was like, this ain't for me. I'm bored.
I don't even know what that is.
Some silly ass white people.
But it could go deeper though, because if her family's in all of this shit and they got that much money, hey bro, trace it on down. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on.
Her career is over off the 2 shows that I don't even watch.
Bro, her career ain't even fucking over, bro. She
ain't even got a career because I ain't even know who the hell.
My point exactly.
If they would have just said Ellie Kemper and didn't tell me who she was, I wouldn't. I'm like, who's this white bitch, and why are we surprised? So.
Man, I think half the people who play racist people in actual TV have some sort of background, and she don't know nobody racist.
You think Leonardo DiCaprio is racist?
Man, nah, he cried when he said the N-word. He cried.
Hey, bro, the most
racist. Damien said, "Cut, damn it."
The most racist thing in that movie though was fucking Samuel Jackson, bro. That nigga.
Who's that nigga on that neck? That's my favorite part of the movie.
Like that was old nigga hate right there, bro. Like, hold on, bro.
To the room. He said, "What? This nigga here?"
But it's funny though, because I know y'all never watched the show, but the synopsis for the show is that the Kimmy Schmidt or whatever the fuck the name of the show is that she leaves a racist background and moves to the big city to forget about all of that stuff that happened. So,
oh wow, oh, the irony.
So like, the sense of irony, bro, is fucking wild. It's wild.
But so here's my question: if her career is ruined because this piece of information came out, like, why would it cancel her today? If how long ago was this? Was it recently she was this?
I think she's like 40 and it happened when she was like 19.
Right.
I mean, okay.
So this is something when, a night she did when she was 19. Not to say she couldn't have still followed some KKK shit, but just from looking stuff up, it would seem that that's not her. You know what I mean?
Shit, I don't know that lady.
To be honest with you, I could give less of a fuck if somebody I don't even know.
That bitch might not season her chicken, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good plug-in. I see.
So it don't matter.
I like that. That's some good shit right there.
But like you said, it ain't no my fucking business. I mean, the shit's wild though, man. Like, irony, bro. This shit's wild that she became the character that she was playing on the shows. Or she was.
She was giving y'all hints this whole damn time.
Right.
Oh, the jig is up.
No, the niggas up. She was like, oh, these niggas done found out. Oh shit. Guess what? She probably gonna get more work.
They know the role is too often played. I got this one in the bag.
You be all right, man. I hate to say it, but she's gonna be all right.
Yeah, I could give
'Cause
us.
even if her acting career is over,
popular
her
now.
parents are still rich as fuck. They're like the president of commerce.
I'm rich.
Yeah. So, which is one, at least here in Dallas, is one of the biggest banks. So I think she'll be just fine.
Well, sweetie, it's time to give up the acting career and go for governor. That's all
Right.
it-
Probably
That
good.
simple. It'll be that simple.
All right. So last one before we go to question of the day. So I know y'all seen that meme where there is like a picture of Black women in the airport with their bonnets on, and it's like, why are they, why are they outside in bonnets and comfy clothes in the airport or whatever? So apparently, y'all's favorite comedian Monique decided to make a video.
I'm sorry, who?
I'm sorry,
who?
y'all.
Y'all's favorite comedian
What you mean?
Monique.
Nah, that's my mama's favorite.
Queen
And
of comedy.
6.
Nah, man, I just signed off for that. So I mean, shout out to what she did, but
The last thing I took interest in her was Precious. So
man, whatever.
Well, she made a video about representing yourself with pride and how we shouldn't be going outside like this, blah, 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 blah.
the girl who's on
So,
all
Yes, sir. Go ahead and dance the jig for Master and turn around. Wasn't she just bitching
I
about?
feel
He was calling everybody on the planet skinny bitches and all this stuff.
Right. Wasn't she just bitching about not getting paid the same amount of money that men and white people was? And here you are dancing the jig for white people. Oh my God.
It's a cold world when you get blackballed. Let me tell you. You're gonna be starting to act right. Come on, y'all. Y'all
I
gotta.
don't even feel like she was blackballed, bro. Like, wasn't nobody checking for her.
No, she was.
Nah, she was absolutely
Let me
blackballed.
rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. She was
It
not.
still is
blackballed.
blackballed.
She wasn't blackballed, but she was trying to put herself on a pedestal she was no longer standing on.
No, stop. Stop. She was blackballed.
Nah, hold on.
Oprah said she was blackballed. Steve Harvey knew she was blackballed.
I'm just gonna say
Tyler
one thing.
Perry knew she was blackballed. She was absolutely blackballed. That's not up for
But she
debate.
wasn't blackballed from Netflix. She just had a high demand, and they wasn't trying to pay that shit.
Listen,
my thing.
that's a different argument. But we're not gonna pretend like she was not blackballed.
Can we go back for those who are unaware of why she was blackballed?
Oh, I could tell you why. Because she put herself on the same pedestal as Dave Chappelle, and she ain't that fucking funny. Let's be real honest. She said that I should be making the same money as Dave Chappelle.
I think. One, she never said that, but we talking about different timelines and stuff too, though. Like,
Okay, break it down, Spence.
she was blackballed after Precious.
that's what I was going to say. I thought she got blackballed after Precious because she was like difficult to work with or some shit.
Oh, she showed her ass. Yeah, I remember that.
She got black. And see, this is what I hate. There was a lot of rumors and stuff that was thrown out there about Monique, this black woman, and a lot of people took that and ran with it and never listened to any other side of stories. Like, what actually happened makes sense. It just depends on where you are on the moral side of it. When it came to Precious and doing all of this stuff, and they wanted her to go across the countries to do this other promotions and stuff, she was like, no, if you pay me, I'll do it. That's what the problem came from.
Mm-hmm.
But it's your movie, and you got paid for the movie, and if it's your contractual obligation that you signed it.
But see, this is the thing. It wasn't a contractual obligation. They wanted her to do it for free. There was no contractual obligation there.
They try to make her one of the little background funny people. They were trying to make her one of those castings.
I'm just saying a lot of stuff got put in that. Now, don't get it twisted. I 100% disagree with Monique on this current situation, but a lot of people ran with that rumor stuff, man.
The Netflix thing. She was tripping on the Netflix thing.
I can't even say she was tripping on that.
Granted, I ain't gonna say that she doesn't deserve the money. She well deserves the money, but she was putting herself. I like Monique, but even at the peak of Monique's power, bro, she was a B tier. And what I mean, I don't mean like she's B tier funny. She was a B tier actor. like she never reached the A tier that, you know, that Eddie Murphy was, or Charlie Murphy, or even like
and
Whoopi Goldberg. That's what I'm talking about. She never
she
reached that tier.
she was at the point in her career where we can say Tiffany Haddish is now.
No,
Nah,
Tiffany Haddish is nowhere near where Monique was. Nowhere.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere.
I think Tiffany Haddish,
I don't think she's funny.
but I think
Tiffany Haddish is not anywhere near.
Well, Monique is nowhere near either way now. So,
I think Tiffany Haddish bigger because Tiffany Haddish has done more than.
I would say
wise and TV wise that she may has actually done more because Kevin Hart put her on. Like Tiffany Haddish has been in a lot, and I mean
Kevin Hart shadow her and get her together
right.
for roles.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm saying that. Now we talking about funny. Tiffany Haddish is nowhere near as funny as Monique. But if you want to pull numbers, I guarantee you Tiffany Haddish's numbers is going to be higher than Monique's numbers.
Her numbers in what? Because if we look at the accomplishments,
or whatever, bro.
Tiffany Haddish isn't close to a quarter of what Monique has done.
What was your favorite Monique movie?
Tiffany Haddish just hasn't been out long enough to do it. It's not a knock on Tiffany Haddish, but she's not been out as long enough to accomplish.
Bro, if you look at
the box office,
we doing that sense.
You see that box office, you'll see real quick, bro, that Monique been around for a long time, but hey, Tiffany putting up numbers because I mean she's out there, bro. Like she's doing what Kevin Hart did. She's doing the exact same thing, and it's working.
I mean,
I'm not saying she's doing bad, but she's nowhere near. We talking about at the top of their careers and think that
I don't think Tiffany Haddish even remotely at the top of her career. That's what I'm saying now. I don't think she's at the top of her career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like she's nowhere near what Monique has done.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like I feel like she's accomplished more in a smaller amount of time. Now I'm not here, no diss to Monique ever, because like I mean what she did, especially you know with the shows on YouTube.
Queen of comedy. She's a queen of comedy. If anything, Tiffany Haddish bows down to Monique because definitely was an inspiration. I wouldn't be surprised by that. However,
Tiffany Haddish has not had a comedy tour have to be as successful of anything Monique's ever done yet.
COVID has been a thing for a minute though.
COVID began last year. Did she begin comedy last year?
Hey, but like comedy tours ain't, you know,
ain't what it used to be.
So now it's a lot of excuses out here coming out.
No,
it's not excuse. No. I got this. First up, you need to change your name because it says DJ Suspine. You need to change that real quick.
Come on, y'all.
And I'm gonna let you know that. 2, Mike Epps has been coming to Louisville at least 4 times a year. So if we talk about anybody touring right now, nobody's really touring right now when it comes to comedy. Not for real, for real.
All I'm gonna say is DJ Suspense. What you gonna do? You gonna go on tour for 10 cities?
I'm saying y'all keep saying nobody's touring now because of COVID, but Tiffany Haddish was touring before COVID. She's been doing comedy before COVID. We can't.
Yeah, bro. What you gonna do? You gonna tour or do one show for $25 million for Netflix? I'm gonna take $25 million, bro. Fuck the tour.
And that's cool. But that's just part of my argument. She's not accomplished nowhere near as much as Monique has. They're not on the same level.
What I'm understanding is you're saying
they're not near the same level.
Is that a world tour or Kevin Hart's tour? I see what you're saying. I see what you're trying to do.
Woo!
Yeah, he probably setting you up with a little miniature tour, mini golf versus his big league going on. I get it. But once again, we're not gonna compare to successful Black women.
No,
he was the first one that did it though.
Yeah, because I like that shit. But that's not what I do it for.
Okay.
Because I mean, but
I like doing it to everybody. That's just me.
But if you could take it in that aspect, though, you could be like Sheen accomplished what Dave Chappelle accomplished. So why should she
first of all,
money? I wouldn't because
we would never.
I was only talking about Monique. I'm not the one who brought up Tiffany Haddish.
I was just saying someone that was similar of success and had the limelight for a long period of time. Maybe not longer than Monique, because clearly Monique has covered a decade easily.
But they're not similar though. They're not similar.
I think the early 2000s was all Monique. I don't know when Pressure came out.
Late 2000s, because she had a show, bro. It was her and Countess Vaughn.
What, Charm School?
Greatest accomplishment.
Marcus, bro. UPN. UPN, buddy, when UPN was completely 100% black.
He was a baby.
Or turned into the
And that's what I'm saying. Like Monique has
don't
had
remember that.
multiple successful series for years on television.
But you
She's had multiple top selling big comedy tours. She's in the Queens of Comedy. She's got what's the movie award that nobody ever gets? Tiffany Haddish is nowhere near close to what she's done.
Dismiss Tiffany Haddish. Go back to the main question. What was the main question? What was
I disagree with her on the bonnets.
No, I mean, like,
absolutely.
my thing is first and foremost, who in the fuck dresses up to travel? Let's start with that. Let's start with this question and just take who dresses up to travel. If your ass is traveling for 10 hours, you're gonna be as comfortable as fuck. You ain't wearing no suit to get on no goddamn plane.
So I don't care. I don't care what you're doing or what you're going. You're going to the store. Where you want to protect your hair. I think that Monique has fell into what do y'all call it? The patriarchy, more particular the white patriarchy.
Yeah.
Because nobody says anything to us guys about wearing do-rags all the time. Like, don't wear your do-rag out the house. That's literally just what the same thing a woman is doing.
I'm gonna ask you this: do we not remember when she was hosting that Charm School fucking show, where she was teaching girls how to be, elegant of all types? Now she's trying to uphold that as her character from here forth. So I see it as
she ain't that in real life, dog. Like,
be you. But her kids are grown, and she's probably matured from the obnoxious comedy styles and what she had at a younger age, maybe in adolescence at that.
Here's the problem that I'm seeing with Monique. She's turning into, like, you remember when like Bill Cosby was like, man, I hate you rappers, and these young black niggas who pull their pants up. Like, they starting to sound real just fucking angry, bro. And angry at us. Like, why are you angry at us that we don't pay no attention to y'all?
In male form, we look at it as an Uncle Tom. I don't know what it would be for the female form of it, but it's one
Auntie Tomisha.
Yes.
Word. Auntie Tomisha though?
Aunt Tammy, something like that.
But I'm just saying, they seem bitter. Like, she's getting to the point now where she's starting to seem really, really bitter. And first and foremost, who fucking cares?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's start with that.
I'm not.
But a lot of people do, because she's not the only woman that has that viewpoint.
Well,
how do you feel about it?
What I'm saying, my thing is, let me make it clear. Who gives a fuck what somebody else is wearing in an airport? I don't give a fuck. Do you?
In your car, if you're driving somewhere,
you a grown ass man or
going to the store. Like, as long as you ain't wearing Crocs, I still got respect for you.
Nigga, I will come on some camo Crocs and thug that bitch out. I don't give a damn.
I will laugh at your ass too, nigga. I'll be like, hey, bro.
You know what? And I bet I'll squabble in the airport with them hoes on too. I bet
Hey, bro, don't fight in the airport. That's federal, dog. Don't fight in the airport. You can't fight that.
Gotta flip that switch in the back.
Be in the no-fly list.
I'll be stuffing my Crocs on the sidewalk when I try to get my bag.
So let's let Bree. What you got?
So I'm a huge proponent for letting people, but particularly Black women, do whatever the fuck they want to do. Long as your bonnet ain't, infested with contagious diseases and or communicable bugs. I don't give a fuck what you got on your head. I don't personally go outside with my bonnet on, but also I completely understand. I'm ready to be on a plane flying. Black people travel now. We be going out of the country. And if I'm going to be on the airplanes, hopping from airport to airport for 12 hours, why would I? Why would I be dressed up? I want to be comfortable. I'm already geared to be on a tiny ass plane. They be depleting the foot room and the leg room every year, making the planes.
Don't go on Delta. They'll uppercut you.
You ain't been on a plane till you've been a big nigga in the middle seat. I'll tell you what.
That's just you, Verge.
My legs are just
You'll never know what it's like. You're right, I won't.
Big nigga on a little plane, bro. Like, that shit ain't cool.
Oh, you should have got first class.
I just feel like we need to let people be themselves. If they're not like in danger or causing harm.
My whole take on this topic is it's snobbish. It's snobbish as hell for somebody to talk down to what somebody else is doing. As the kid, the golden rule was from your parents: mind your damn business.
Man, nobody do that anymore.
Yeah, because we all bored as shit. We in our phones looking up what other people are doing. We in our phones nonstop.
Y'all keep watching this podcast though. Y'all don't be tripping. We here for a reason. We're here for your entertainment. So y'all check on us.
So, question of the day: why are people constantly worried about what Black women do with their hair? We can't wear weaves. We can't wear it natural. We can't get relaxers.
So
We wear our bonnets outside, even though we are grown ass women.
Man, this ain't no different from Barbecue Becky back a couple years ago, man. People don't like seeing what Black people do.
I won't back it up because it ain't just her. Let's talk about the young tennis player who decided that, she's just not gonna talk to the press because mental health, bro. But when you Black, y'all ain't got no mental problems. The fuck is y'all mental problems? Y'all ain't got no problems. Okay.
Nah, a better one. I forget the one. I forget the one young Black woman who was in the Olympics, I believe. Not the Olympics, but she's a gymnast.
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles? Are you talking about what she just did?
She hit that move, and it was like, oh, the unholy one. Like it was one of those moments where they was just like.
But that's not the first time that happened. I don't know if I forgot her name. She was a figure skater, Black figure skater.
Really?
Bro, she perfected this backflip on skates, bro. Like the shit is wild, and they banned her because it's unfair that she can do it. So we out here passing out participation trophies. So y'all want all of this shit to be the same, and nobody to be good.
Because you know what, Black Girl Magic, Black, whatever, it's the same thing. They had to slow down Michael Jordan because they say we're traveling until they slowed down the footage to say, nah, he's just faster than you. That's what it is.
Shit's wild, but it's just, man.
I think white people just like to police Black bodies, and Black people just get in on it because a lot of people value white adjacency more than they do.
Because these are coons chucking and jiving.
That's why I just think niggas like a good joke. Niggas always want to be funny, and a lot of these dudes ain't funny. That's the problem.
This is my face. Every time someone look down at me, trying to look up at somebody else and say, see, I'm telling them to do better. Nah, you a coon. You a coon.
Says a man who was talking about us being old as shit like 10 minutes ago.
Nah, old as shit is old as shit. I ain't trying to make nobody happy for myself when I say that.
The church for that old as shit.
I don't give a damn about no Casey,
oh my God,
no Jojo, no Roro, no Momo. I don't give a damn who you got. Hey, you can tell them I said that. Just don't come and talk to me. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Oh my God.
Old ass niggas.
All right, so what music have y'all been listening to?
Not them.
Oh, man,
I'm done.
Go.
I'm sorry. It's just one of them things. I'm like, why are we talking? Okay, cool. Congrats to the OGs. Appreciate y'all.
I've been on nothing but Griselda here lately, minus the DMX album.
Yeah, I was about to say Exodus. I've been on that.
And I still been listening to J. Cole every once in a while too.
You know what? I did a lot of deep digging after last night's versus battle with Tim and Swiss. I forgot half of those records was booming. So I was digging into some Aaliyah records and, unfortunately, Justin Timberlake, who is against versus and I guess Black culture now. I was listening to him a little bit.
Timberland, one of the greatest producers of our time. Timberland and Pharrell.
Yeah, for sure. And just by saying that, I definitely went through the Timberland playlist last night. The nigga's a legend, easily. Swiss is cool. He's got some street anthems, but he ain't.
To be honest, the more I listened to that X album, I was like, bro, like the only reason why I ever feel like Swiss was ever as popular as he was because of DMX, bro.
It was because of X. He had a good run with Cassidy for a little bit. He had a good run with him.
But without X, bro, he wouldn't have never got there.
I mean, he got some bangers with other people other than X.
But no, but his best bangers though are with X, bro. Like if you hear, like the more that I've been listening to him, I'm like, duh. Like his production is made for X to excel, and it complements. And you're right, he does have bangers. I ain't gonna take that away from him.
But no, you're saying it right. The same thing goes for like the Scott Storch and the Manny Fresh thing. Scott Storch is worldwide known. Not to say Manny isn't, but his shit only goes so far out of the New Orleans sound with Cash Money and everything. I listen to Swiss Beats and his shit barely leaves the 5 boroughs of New York. I don't think of too much else going from him. Tim is touching every base you can think of. Rap, pop, shit, country, I think. I don't know. He's done it all.
Nah, he's done the country song and he's done EDM. Like, the dude's been everywhere. Even though
Swiss
they
has done that too, though. Swiss has touched a lot of different places.
Swiss, I'm not discrediting Swiss at all, but if you're trying to say you killing Tim, slow your fucking roll. Don't you ever say that again.
Bro, he never in a million years. They're not even in the same conversation.
Who won the verses?
I'd say Tim. You know, I saw Swiss was on a plane and one of his people was saying, like, you know, Tim is gonna body you when his eyes start doing this. That nigga be doing that, he knows someone's gonna die here. Like, it's one of those situations. But yeah, they showed their ass off, man. I was surprised of the fucking arena they had. I was like, man, everybody must be vaxxed up in here. It must have been a big ass club in that month.
It was Club Live.
COVID where? COVID who?
It was at Live in Miami, right?
Yeah. All right. Hey man, Tim need to well, I ain't gonna make fun of old people no more, but he was letting the Rose hang out, man, with that open shirt. He was letting it all hang out.
He was Mr. Florida though for a long time, bro. Like, that dude used to be super, super chunky. And then one day he came back and they was like, oh shit, like, dog, like he was buff. When I met him in 2009, like, that dude was huge, bro. Like, I wouldn't have took a punch from that nigga then.
Yeah, he had the Dr. Dre regiment. That's what he had.
So, I mean, but, you know, shout out to them to just randomly be like, hey, we just gonna do a versus between us two again. That's pretty dope. You know, they did a rematch.
Obviously, it needed to be done. I'm happy that they had all the people come out and show love to two legends in the making. No matter what negatives I have to say about two old niggas, the music is timeless.
I bet they were scared to go against my main man Jermaine Dupri. I bet that.
Jermaine is still making beats on TikTok. I rapped on one of them. He's good people, but I don't know who I'm putting Jermaine against, honestly.
You can put Jermaine against all of them because
you tripping.
Jermaine got a bunch of hits.
He got hits, but you tripping.
Just like them.
Nah, bro.
For mind you, for just about or even longer a period of time.
Longer period of time, but he ain't got bigger hits than Timbo and Pharrell. Biggest you getting in the game, bro. There is no.
I think y'all are forgetting some of what Jermaine Dupri's hits are.
No, I ain't forgetting what Jermaine Dupri's hits are, but I still don't think.
Chris Cross.
Usher don't have them big hits like that.
Me personally, Spence, and this might be coming out of from the corner of my mouth, but I don't think his catalog or discography of producing is not as long as Tim or Swiss's.
Right, because it stops. Because it stopped. Like he does stuff here and there, but bro,
he's more like the behind the scenes dude more than anything. He doesn't do too many beats. Like, I mean, he makes beats. Don't take that from him. But it's not him level.
No, he's not P. Diddy. Don't do that. Jermaine Dupri produced them beats and wrote the songs.
But Jermaine is literally in that same type of position. Not saying he is Diddy, but he has the same roles like Diddy.
He doesn't though.
Okay, because Diddy's not doing this all day. He's not. That's Jermaine.
Diddy doesn't produce that all day. Diddy doesn't produce it all.
At all, no. But
Jermaine Dupri produces the beats himself and writes the songs.
Diddy orchestrates.
No, that he didn't do all the time. A lot of that was the Brat. You tripping there? A lot of that was the Brat.
The Brat wasn't writing Usher's hits.
A lot of that was the Brat, and
the Brat wasn't writing Bow Wow.
That was probably somebody else's. When you look into that category, you'll see a lot of them ghostwriters is not Jermaine Dupri. I can tell you that.
I'm not saying he wrote all of them, but I'm saying
Spence,
all the R&B joints. He wrote them R&B hits.
I feel you, Spence. But right now, you the dude in the corner when a typical rapper is saying, "Hey, give me a Pharrell beat, give me a Timbaland beat." He's like, "Would you like a Jermaine Dupri beat?" You know.
That's cool. They just don't know everything that he's actually done. I mean,
I know what he's done, and he still ain't done it. Like that's
Go back
crazy.
to the 90s, early 2000s. Damn near anything coming out of Atlanta was Jermaine Dupri. I'm aware of that.
But at the same time, in the
Chris Rock.
90s and 2000s, like you forget Aaliyah, Player, Missy, like Jay, he was eating the fucking charts up in the 90s and 2000s. When we talk about Dirt Off Your Shoulders, bro,
Young
Black
niggas,
album,
Verge. Young niggas don't know who Player is. Chill out.
Nah, I ain't chilling out on that. That's
Bobby Valentino. Stop it.
Stop
it.
I can't stand you.
Black people last because of this.
I don't think I'm not saying Jermaine Dupri is a great fucking producer. He was an entire So Def was an entire vibe. But like he ain't doing now what Timberland and fucking Pharrell still doing today. Like they're still going, bro. Like ain't no stopping. Like that shit.
That's true.
And
I know that's true with Pharrell.
And Timberland doing the same thing. You may not hear it because they producing for bigger white artists, bro. They try and get these, whatever checks.
I don't know. I heard
but
more
when you
Pharrell.
done everything,
I heard more Pharrell than I do Timberland.
But let's be honest, bro. They done every fucking thing they can do, except for Jermaine Dupri paying taxes. Obviously, he ain't.
I'll say you put me in a room between Timbo and Pharrell. I'm probably going with Pharrell.
But as producers, they have nothing left to prove to anybody.
I'll be
also,
honest,
if you want
I was
somebody
never
to
the
take
biggest
him on,
fan of Timberland's production.
Timberland's drums, bro. Oh Lord,
I was not like they was always cool. Like when I was younger, I thought they was dope. But when I got older and stuff, like I just
no Big Pimpin', bro.
No.
You don't like Toxic by Britney Spears?
No, like I'm saying, like when I was younger.
Yes, that was Tim.
When I was younger, I did think it was dope, but as I got older, I don't think it's like
Pony.
Like I don't like his production today.
Pony?
What was the beat that they played last night that wowed me? And somebody commented, I think it was Genius. They was like, such and such made the beat, but thought something was missing, sent it to Tim, and Tim just upped up the bass and the drums and shit. So he'll revise a lot of niggas shit and say, I'll play this because I helped with this. Doesn't mean he makes it from scratch, but he revises a lot of people because he is a super producer.
Well, so to be honest, a lot of producers don't make a lot of their shit. Drake real bad with that.
Man, most of the big time ones don't make
big facts. Because the first Chronic album is Daz. The second Chronic album, Scott Storch. So yeah, I mean,
Daz made beats.
Yeah, didn't it really?
Don't do it.
Real?
Suspense.
You doing that old nigga thing again? Don't you do that?
Can we get a that nigga Daz like?
I'm just saying, man. Daz did damn near everything for Death Row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Dre wasn't doing that shit.
I was only aware of the Dog Pound. I wasn't sure.
I was gonna say, who you thought was making the beats after Dre left, bro?
Man, who you think was making the beats when Dre was there?
I'm sorry, guys. I am 27 years old. Do the math here.
Dre, listen, I'm a little biased when it comes to Dr. Dre because he's made classic music, but they give him more credit.
Bree.
And yes, he is a woman beater.
Yes, I know Beats by Dre. We get it.
Album reviews or
Pooh Shiesty, man.
Just hush. We are not. I don't even know what a Pooh Shiesty is. But
I'd really pay for this man to hear this. I want to hear this review in real time because I think this shit would be hilarious.
Man. Hey, bro. I couldn't do it a straight face if I tried.
I want to. Hey, 40K in the club, buddy. 40K.
I was about to start it off like, yo, so this album review. This nigga lost 40 bands in the club. And that nigga looked like Joker saying, find me Batman and my 40 bands. That's how he was looking. Niggas was clapping in the club hot.
And the niggas was in the crowd. How about y'all ready to put it up, buddy? Let's go. All right. With everything, we're doing a post-humorous album. We're doing the DMX album Exodus, with everything going down with X and like some crazy shit. I don't know if y'all found out. They said last week this man's whole estate was only worth $50,000. 50 man.
X was hurting. X was really
That's
hurting.
wild, dog.
Some Swiss said that really hurt, and it made sense. He said everybody is here for X now, and that was during his eulogy and everything. And they was just like, but y'all wasn't for X when X needed y'all most, and that's showing a lot of that.
Right.
X was in a tough spot. He was fighting demons harder than ever before his passing. So, and he wasn't wasn't in a great spot financially. So,
and to be honest, man, to do albums after the people died, it always feels one-sided. So I try to listen to this album without putting that aspect in it as if he was still alive. So, Exodus is 13 tracks long, 39, close to 40 minutes. I had a ton of features. I don't know how much of this was done.
I'm telling you now, I'm mad for some people that got on there, and I get it. You respect DMX from a certain perspective, but you shouldn't have been on that album.
Nah, you could tell the tracks that was legit. That's my dog.
Should have been on that fucking album. Moneybagg should not have been on that fucking album.
Nah, you're right. That's my dog featuring the Locks and Swizz Beatz. That was obviously done before he passed away. There's a track on there called Bath Salts that had Jay-Z and Nas on it that was obviously done before he passed. And it's a good track. And it was real nice to actually, because I mean, we haven't heard Jay and X in a long time, and I don't know if we've ever heard Jay and Nas. I mean, DMX and Nas showed up on 2 tracks on this album, and it's classic Nas. I mean, it was actually really good. I'm guessing the Wayne feature had to do with Swiss more than it had to do with X.
Yeah,
because right. Number 4 was the Moneybagg Yo song that just kind of stood out of place.
That, and I mean, I know for a fact he had a tightness with Griselda, so I'm not mad at that. But I'm also
that track was legit. No, because
I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I know it was supposed to be there, but I didn't want it to be there.
Nah, you crazy. That's one of the best tracks on this album, bro.
I just can't stand West Side Gun. I'm not mad at Griselda. Love Benny, but I can't stand West Side Gun.
But the shit was done. I actually really liked it. That's one of my favorite tracks on the album. Alicia Keys, Bono, some randos, Griselda was on it. Snoop randomly showed up to drop a rap verse, and that was actually a nice little track. It's a little aggressive. And Nas again, and then I mean, he had a prayer, ended out with a prayer talking to his son, man. One of the hardest tracks on the album is called Letter to My Son, and it's talking about failing as a father. It features Usher.
Usher was on that?
Yeah, the shit's wild, bro. Like, I mean, to be honest, I'm taking the death out of it. Even if he hadn't died and this album had popped up, I'd have been like, yo, this is actually a bona fide legit X album. Like, this is the best album that I probably heard from X probably since his 3rd album.
He was saving a lot of these records. I could tell.
Big facts. And like, I mean, we talking top tier X rapping. Like, I mean, typical subject matter. He was still showing his motion and being the dog. Like, it was X. And it's weird because it almost feels like it's a good send-off album. Like, even if this wasn't his last album and say he was like, this is the end of my career, it'd have been a good send-off album. It's really good. I mean, it's nice. It's well worth it. They did a good job putting it together. And it feels like an X album. There was a couple of random things, like you said, with the Moneybagg Yo song that was kind of wild.
Originally, it was supposed to be Pop Smoke, so.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but.
And then the Bono song, even though that was probably done before X died, but that song was a little bit on the weird side, man.
I need to look up that version because I know it's still floating around, that Pop Smoke version that doesn't have Moneybagg on there. I'm gonna look into that. And
all right, bet. But I mean, it's definitely well worth a listen. I mean, even if you're an X fan, you definitely listen to it. Even if you're not an X fan, it's worth listening to it. Man, them last like 3 songs. One's a prayer, one's a skit with his son, and then
isn't his son
actually last 4. Huh?
Isn't his son named Exodus as well?
Yeah. He's featured on track 10, Walking in the Rain with Nas. Like, them hit real hard, man, considering that this man died. Like, it's kind of because he was showing who he is and being really open, and that shit really kind of it'll make you step back and think about it. But of course, you know, here dope though. People wants to know if it's dope though. I'm definitely gonna say that this album is dope though, and you know, if you need something to listen to, definitely give it a listen. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
I mean, they take a couple of tracks out. This would be a damn near perfect album, to be honest with you. So there we go.
So that I will say, after listening to this album while cleaning the kitchen, you know those moments when you hear an album and you're not really full, so you go to the next album. I sat in silence for the rest of the day after hearing that. Like I didn't want to play nothing else after hearing that. So that was one of those moments where I'm like, that's the legacy. That's X. That's how he leaves it. So I'm cool with that.
And I ran it back a second time after I listened to it the first time to be like, maybe I'm just feeling some type of way because dude died. And I listened to it the second time and I was like, nah. I'm like, this is legit. Like, this is a rotate. I'm like, it'll be in rotation. I ain't gonna listen to every song. Like you said, Moneybagg Yo song, the Snoop Dogg song, a little bit much, but everything else.
Snoop always kind of goes a different route, but that's Snoop, so we can't be mad at Snoop.
I wasn't hating on Snoop first. I was just hating that he was like, hey, you just come in the door and you just see your girl and you just give it a dick. And I'm like, dog.
Nah, I think what was that, the Marvin Gaye sample that they used with that?
Right, and I'm like, hey, nah, wait a minute, bro. Y'all niggas better ask for permission. I don't care if it's your girl or not, nigga. Don't get me too down. Don't be so aggressively just giving dick to women, bro. Stop.
Hey, man, that's the legacy. That's the legacy. That's DMX. I don't know. He's always been a blunt person. We know him to be that. He was the Uncle Junebug at the barbecue that's going to let you know what it is and how it is. So
what sucked is you can see this nigga's pain in the music. Like you can.
That was X. That was once again.
But when you're listening to it and now that he's dead, like you can actually see like it. The nigga was falling. Like, no pun intended. Like he was falling, bro, and you could hear it in the music. This shit's wild.
So I agree with you on the sense of like his age was definitely showing the pain a lot more in a sense of saying, you know, your younger age of you still fighting demons and still going through the masses of being in pain and holding everybody else's pain. That was your career and so forth. But now that it's coming to a close, it's like your warrior spirit is becoming a bit brittle and it's showing in your verses, it's showing in your cadence. And I'm over here paying attention like this guy was really on his last leg.
Yeah.
He was really on his last leg with this. So it's one of those things you just pay homage to saying like, we really got to start giving people their flowers while they're still around.
Big facts.
That's why I'm looking at the song with Snoop. Like they had a versus battle, him and X. So for me to hear him on this album now, I'm like, that's another one we got to start giving more flowers to. Not to say that Snoop isn't praised all around the world, but it's just one of those things that we got to pay attention to the OGs and really give them their credit when it's due. Instead of saying, oh, you know, they washed up. I'll talk about old heads all day and call them old motherfuckers, but at the end of the day, I don't want to see none of these motherfuckers leave. I don't want to see them pass because that's really going to make me feel old. So that's going to feel bad. Just looking like I literally was sitting in my car when Black Rob passed. Like, damn, Black Rob? A lot of New York niggas passed in that only month. And it's scary to look at. But, you know, at the same time, that's a part of life.
Big facts, bro.
So.
Big facts.
Tough, man. R.I.P. to X.
Real talk.
Yeah. This got emotional quick.
All right. That's it for reviews, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So follow everybody on social media. I ever so politely added their social media names.
You left yours out.
Huh?
You left yours out.
I'm not.
I added my own social media
followed. Okay, well, I corrected your spelling of your actual name, DJ Speen. But yeah, so follow everybody. Make sure you follow at But Is It Dope Though on all platforms. You can read all of our wonderful articles via Google News if you search Dope Though, or you can go to www.butisitdopethough.com. Did I miss anything? I think we're good.
Pooh Shiesty and 40 grand.
We're not talking about Pooh Shiesty. I don't even know who that is.
You need to get with it then, Bree, and get.
Hey, it's been a month up and away, man.
Hot girl summer. Fuck these kids, and I feel like that's a child. So no, I don't need to know who that is.
Oh, last thing, cicadas are out here this year, so enjoy. Your
Bro, wait a minute. Did y'all see, man? I was going through like stories on Instagram, and I see niggas like pan fried cicadas, bro. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, dog. No, sir. Eating cicadas. I can't tell you what this
give them the
tastes
bruh seasoning.
like.
They're gonna be
Nigga,
all
no,
right.
you're not.
You gonna make some with some seasoning.
The bruh seasoning.
Go ahead.
I watched this nigga fried, and then he was like, "You gotta cool him down and put him in this ice cold water." I was like,
give them that
That sounds
Carolina
right, bro.
Gold barbecue bruh seasoning, and they'd be all right with the cicadas. I promise you.
Big breast cicada seasoning.
"That's wow, bro."